Good morning. Today we are covering section 1.3. We are applying the distributive property, and we're also going to be taking out the common factors. The distributive property will tell us that if we have a number multiplying outside and we have a binomial inside, we can use the distributive property to simplify, so we can multiply the 3. And I need you guys to circle the 3 in red. We're going to multiply the 3 times the 5x and the 3 times the negative 2. So 3 times 5x will give us 15x. Now remember, this negative belongs to the 2. So it's 3, not times 2, but 3 times negative 2. And that'll give us a negative 6. To multiply, we are using our triangle. So when we multiply positive times a negative, our answer will be a negative. In this case, negative 6. Let's look at example number 1. On example number 1, we need to be able to use the distributive property to write an equivalent expression. I need you guys to circle the 4. We're going to be distributing the 4. So it'll be the 4 times the x and the 4 times the negative 3. So 4 times x will give us 4x. It's a positive times a negative. We are using a triangle. A positive times a negative will be a negative. 4 times 3 will be 12. Go ahead and try letter B and C. Pause it and see what you get, and then we can compare answers. So for letter B, circle the negative 3, not just the 3, but the negative belongs to the 3. We're going to multiply by the 2x. So we have a negative times a positive will be a negative 6x. Then we are going to distribute the negative 3 to the negative 7. The negative belongs to the 7. Negative times negative will be positive. So that will be a positive. 3 times 7 will be 21. For letter C, we are going to distribute the 4. 4 times 7x and 4 times negative 1. So 4 times 7x will be 28x. 4 times negative 1 will be negative 4. For letter D, if you notice, we have a fraction. So we need to be able to distribute the fraction. We are going to distribute the 2/3 multiplied by the 3x and multiplied by the negative 6. When we multiply a fraction by a whole number, we need to make the whole number a fraction by placing it over 1. And let's do the same thing with a 6. So now we're going to multiply. Positive times positive is going to be positive. 2 times 3x will give us a 6x. We multiply the denominators, bottom numbers. 3 times 1 will give us 3. Now, positive times a negative will be a negative. 2 times 6, multiply the top numbers, the numerators, so it'll be 12. 3 times 1 will be 3. We are going to simplify, so that will give us a 2x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And notice that the signs are kept the same. Let's try letter E. We are going to distribute, and I need you guys to make sure to write, circle it in red pen, and you are also going to circle the negative. We're going to multiply it out by each of them. You multiply a fraction by a whole number, so whenever you multiply a fraction by a whole number, we need to make those fractions as well by placing over 1. Negative times positive will be negative. 5 times 8 is 40x. Multiply the denominators. 2 times 1 will be 2. Negative times negative will be positive. 5 times 10 will be 50. 2 times 1 will be 2. Now we can reduce our fraction, so that will give us negative 20x plus 25. Go and try letter F, see what you get, and then we can compare answers. Pause it. So for letter F, we are going to use the distributive property to multiply and simplify. We multiply a fraction by a whole number, so we need to place over 1, and this one as well. We're going to multiply 3 times 5, negative 5x, so we have a positive times a negative will be a negative. 3 times 5 will be 15x. 5 times 1 will give me 5. Positive times negative will be negative. 3 times 30, we know that 3 times 3 is 9, and we just add 0, so it'll be 90. 5 times 1 will be 5. We reduce our fractions, so it gives us a negative 3x. 90 divided by 5 will be 18, or we can just do the long division on the side. So 5 goes into 9 one time, 1 times 5 is 5, subtract is 4. Bring to the next number 0, 5 goes into 40 8 times, 8 times 5 is 40, subtract, that'll give us a 0. So that'll be negative 18. On example number 2, we need to take out the common factor for each expression. So we basically need to be able to do the opposite. In this case, we distributed. In this case, we're going to take out the common number, common factor. So you need to think, what is the biggest number that divides 6x and 8x and 6? So the biggest number that divides 8 and 6 will be 2. You're going to open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply 2 to get 8x? That'll be 4x. What do I need to multiply 2 to get positive 6? That'll be positive 3. And I want you guys to double check. Once you finish, if I take out the 2 times that 4x, that's 8x, correct? 2 times that 3, is that positive 6? Check. Let's try letter B. What is the biggest number that divides 3 and 27? So a number that divides 3, that also divides 27, will be 3. Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply 3 to get 3x? Will be just 1x or x. If you guys write down a 1 on the front, which is fine, but usually in algebra, if there's a coefficient of 1, we do not write it down. Then what do I need to multiply 3 to get 27? Will be positive 9. I want you guys to double check. 3 times x, that's 3x. 3 times positive 9, positive 27. Check. Letter C. I need to find out what is the biggest number that divides 6 and 12. 2 divides 6 and 12, but it's not the biggest number. 3 also divides 6 and 12, but the biggest number that divides 6 and 12 will be 6. Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply 6 to get 6x? Will be x or 1x. What do I need to multiply 6 to get negative 12? Will be negative 2. I'm going to use my distributive property to double check. 6 times x, is that 6x? Yes. 6 times negative 2, is that negative 12? Yes. Go and try D, E, and F, see what you get, and then we can double check our answers. Letter D. We have 7x plus 35, so what is the biggest number that divides 7x and 35? 7. Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply 7 to get 7x? X. What do I need to multiply 7 to get 35? Positive 5. Let's double check. 7 times 6, is that 7x? Yes. 7 times positive 5, is that positive 35? Correct. And I need you guys to at least take a minute to just double check to make sure that you got the correct answer. Letter E. One number divides 5x, that also divides 25. 5. What do I need to multiply? Open your parentheses. What do I need to multiply 5 to get 5x? 1x or just x? What do I need to multiply 5 to get negative 25? Negative 5. I'm going to use my distributive property. So 5 times x, is that 5x? Yes. 5 times negative 5, is that negative 25? Correct. Last one, letter F. One number divides 12, that also divides 28. Remember, we are looking for the biggest number. So 2 divides 12, that also divides 28, yes, but there's one bigger number, which is 4. 4 times what number is equal to 12x? That'll be 3x. 4 times one number is equal to negative 28, negative 7. And let's double check. 4 times 3x, is that 12x? Yes. 4 times negative 7, is that negative 28? Correct. Example number 3. On example number 3, we need to be able to write an expression for the area of the following rectangles. Remember that we're looking for the area, so first we need to remember, how do we find the area of a rectangle? What is the formula? Area is equal to base times height. And now we're going to substitute. The base will be this one here, which is the same measurement, that is x minus 5. And because they're multiplying, we're going to place in parentheses. It's going to be multiplied by the height, which is 3. We are going to use our distributive property. We're going to distribute the x to the 3 and the negative 5 to the 3. So x times 3 will be 3x. And then we're going to distribute the negative 5 to the 3. That'll be a negative 15. Now some of you guys might want to think of it backwards, 3 times x and then 3 times negative 5, which is perfectly okay. For letter B, we need to be able to find the area. So the area is equal to the base times the height. Now the base is 7. The height will be negative 2x plus 4. If you notice, on this example, I also place a parenthesis on the one on the right. You can place a parenthesis on the 7 as well. Either way will be correct. We're going to use our distributive property. We're going to distribute the 7 times the 2x and the 7 times the 4. So 7 times negative 2x is negative 14x. 7 times 4 will be positive 28. Great. Please email me if you have any questions. Have a great day and thank you so much.